Pokemon Sword and Shield. They are very easy games. It's no secret that the newer Pokemon games have dialed back difficulty in order to be accessible. Pokemon was never a hard game to begin with, and making it even easier is just astonishing to me. I must note that these are my thoughts on the matter, but I feel that many others share the same opinion. After watching a certain Star Wars challenge video, a great watch by the way, it genuinely made me wonder, can you beat Pokemon Sword with only Tackle? Probably, but that's why some groundwork is implemented to make the challenge a little harder. I'll go over a few rules, but for greater details please refer to the description section. Tackle is the only move that can be used. In terms of making the challenge more difficult, the battle style must be specified set. Bag items during battles, Pokemon Camp, traded Pokemon, and the Dynamax and or Gigantamax mechanics cannot be used. I probably don't need to mention this, but yes, Pokeballs are allowed to be used during battles, otherwise that would be stupid. My Pokemon must be reasonably leveled. We don't want any hulking Pokemon sweeping the opposition easily. And lastly, Tackle is the only move that can be used. This includes Struggle. If a Pokemon is unable to use Tackle, then they must be switched out. If they run out of PP, then they are considered dead for the remainder of the battle.
This is where the fun begins.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon. This is a Pokémon. These are Pokemon trainers.
Oh, no talking!
And introducing our champion.
Kamoshida. I still haven't forgiven him for the heinous acts he committed to Shiho, both the males and especially the female sporting teams, and that's it. Story motivations aside, let's start this adventure. I went to some kid's house and Kamoshida! You stole the starters from the professor. Bastard! Is there no evil you won't do? Was that a bit over exaggerated? I don't bloody know, man. This is why I got text to speak. Bottom of the barrel this generation, I'm not really a fan of any of them. I thought about it a lot and it took me a long time, but I finally decided to choose Sobble. I named him Ancient Bubbles. I got challenged by the neighborhood kid and no! Slight hiccup there, but now I will choose Grookey. Van Slammy and I will take on the neighborhood kid and
Oh god damn it, no!
well, I guess Scorbunny will have to do. You're getting dropped as soon as your replacement becomes available. Finally, we're able to battle Hop and the battle was piss easy. Afterwards, I entered a creepy forest, wandered through the fog and met a doggo, who wouldn't feel out of place in a PETA game. He said his name was Leonard and he really did not want us in his swamp, so he knocked us out. Bastard! Well, that was an adventure and a half. Time to start the actual challenge. So this is the wild area. I wonder what fascinating Pokemon awaits us in the wide open wilderness.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I shook this tree and this squirrel was not thrilled at all. It knew Tackle, so I caught it. I named her Plumpy. But in all seriousness, the reason why I caught her was because I thought she was a powerhouse. Holy shit, this thing's a monster!
Nope.
Time to register for the gym challenge. Hell yeah! The number of a champion!
Are you shit talking now, waifu Marnie?
I have no idea who that is.
How dare you not know the greatness that is Marnie?
After fending off a horde of Sims, Bootleg Bugs gained enough experience to evolve. Why is he wearing a tracksuit?
Oi Sims, piss off your wankers.
So this is Marnie. Ah, her character model is adorable. It's a shame that her actual character is bland and forgettable.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Rose. Blah 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 blah.
Screw this, I'm
blah,
skipping
blah.
town.
Hey Kasumi, as your greatest rival I challenge you to a battle.
Brushing Hop aside, I advance through the Gallop Mines to meet my actual rival. This is Bede, an egotistical arsehole who exhibits a superior demeanor by shit-talking the player at every available opportunity.
I like him.
Thanks.
At this point, I came to the realization that I should be carrying more than 2 Pokemon after I conceded my first trainer loss. Around this part, I started to use cheat sheets to gain a competitive advantage. Since Bede is primarily a psychic trainer, a dark-type Pokemon absolutely cripples him. I backtracked to Route 3 and caught myself a Zigzagoon. I named him Laszlo. Now with a Pokemon immune to psychic attacks, the rematch against Bede went along swimmingly. After surviving a close encounter with a savage beast, I figured it was best to cool myself off by fishing. I caught myself a Magikarp and I named him Sharkbait.
Sharkbait!
What the hell's that? Anyway, I finally reached Turffield where the first gym is located. Milo only has 2 Pokemon, being Gossifleur and Eldegoss. How hard can this be? Oh dear. I somewhat underestimated my opponent and came to the realization that I need to train. Commence the intense training! Oh sweet goat Jesus from above, this is a horrible mistake. Let's just catch more Pokemon instead. During the recording of this video, Gigantamax Snorlax was a frequent raid Pokemon that appeared. After being hard carried by the NPCs, oh that was embarrassing, I was able to catch Snorlax, and I named him Beanpuff. Time to take on Milo again. The game plan is simple. Use Plumpy to defeat Gossifleur and outstall Eldegoss's Dynamax form by using sacrificial Pokemon such as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait!
Enough with the Sharkbaits.
Sharkbait!
With the full team's contribution, I was able to defeat Milo and receive my first badge. Afterwards, both Laszlo and Sharkbait evolved through some off-screen training. Neat. Route 5 proved to be the first real challenge of this run, Sableye. At this point in the game, there is no real way to attack Sableye directly. Please ignore Bite, pretend it doesn't exist. Is this the end of the run? Oh hell no. You see, there's this really neat mechanic that was implemented all the way back in Generation 3. Underutilized, clearly no one in history has ever thought of this before. Oh hey Hot Wheels. Now, you could say that I laid a card face down and ended my turn.
You triggered my trap card!
NANI?
All jokes aside, the Sableye within the Route 5 battle only had physical moves, hence why the Flame Body ability was the perfect counter to take it down.
I warned you. We're both gym challengers who've earned our—
Not now, Hop. We've got to advance the plot. Holbury, home of the second gym. And these 2 individuals are Chairman Rose and his assistant Oleana.
So you were endorsed by Leon.
Really? You're gonna take
Nessa.
out? You're not even wearing pants.
Yes, that's true.
Huh. Odd fellow. After blitzing through the gym puzzle, I finally earned the right to battle Nessa. She had 3 Pokemon, being Goldeen, Arrokuda, and Dreadnought. Dreadnought is the scariest out of the 3 due to the rock typing. Since most of her Pokemon attacks are physical, the Sharkbait's Intimidate ability will work wonders. My team should be more than capable of defeating her.
Oh no.
Burn hacks, please? Doesn't matter. This thing has -4 attack. Sharkbait should easily tank any hit.
Oh no.
Defeat.
This stupid turtle single-handedly defeated my whole team. The rematch was a bit more favourable on my end, with the majority of the team surviving. With Nessa defeated, I was able to attain the second badge. Galamine 2. What kind of name is that? Bede, my one and only true rival. Let's have a battle. Bede gained a My Little Pony, but overall the confrontation was manageable. Though, not healing my Pokemon after the battle was a mistake because this Onix was a piece of trubbish. Why are the defensive capabilities of rock Pokemon so high? So this is the third gym leader, battle?
No, it's late. Get a good rest at the hotel.
It's not that late. Oh dear. Leg it.
It's late and you're still training. Let's have a battle.
Oh no 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 no! You see there's this cat that will get really mad if I don't go to bed right now.
Oi, that won't do. Show me your fighting spirit.
Now to sneak around her and avoid the
Oi, don't clear off just yet. We're having a battle.
Guess I got no choice.
Wicked. Got some fight in you, huh?
Oh, I'll show you fighting spirit. And that's how I defeated Marnie and saved Narnia.
When will you learn that your actions have consequences? Now, go the frick to bed.
Jeez, my head is hazy. Where am I? Oh right, battle! Kaboo has 3 Pokemon, Ninetales, Arcanine, and Centiskorch. No real issues with Ninetales, just have a fire Pokemon out and Kaboo won't be tempted to use any fire moves. I was a little more cautious with Arcanine, using a few tactical switches with Shark Bait and eventually withered it down. Lastly, I outstalled the Gigantamax form and defeated Centiskorch. With Kaboo defeated, I received the 3rd badge. First try too, very nice.
Whoa, it's Kisame.
Do I know you?
Ah, Bede. How's it going, my man?
Hop here can't even throw a Pokeball properly.
This man gets it.
Fine. I'll battle you over there.
While you two have fun over there, I'll be over here advancing the plot. So this is Hammerlock. Onwards to the next town! Ignoring Marnie Sim's fixation on this snake, I explored the wasteland that is Route 6 and got destroyed by Backpacker Diane. She only had a Sork and it single-handedly kicked my ass. Changes needed to be made, so both Plumpy and Laszlo were permanently dropped. Circling around the area, I heard a familiar theme song. Is that you, George? Oh, and Hot Wheels evolved off screen. What is that thing? A side tangent here. A lump of coal, a coal cart, a coal train? Come on, Nintendo! Cover this? The fossil lady's here? Nice! I returned to the wild area and used the services of the digging duo, though they were so incompetent that I had to dust off my old Explorer kit and hunt for the fossilized remains myself. After acquiring the fossil, I returned back to Route 6 and awaited the revival process. Little did I know that Shieldon was unobtainable in the Galar Pokedex, corrupting the armor fossil that caused this monstrosity.
Jesus Christ, I f***ed that up!
Stow on side, home of the 4th gym. Easily brushing aside the gatekeeper, I advanced towards the pinball-based gym. Huh. When it comes to theming a fighting-based gym, the first thing I think of is pinball. That or roller skating. B has 4 Pokemon being Hitmontop, Pangoro, Sirfetch'd, and Machamp. Her team is really scary to be honest. Most of them can buff themselves and Hitmontop has counter. The original plan was to abuse Shark Bait's Intimidate ability and take as little damage as possible, but Hitmontop ruined that plan pretty early on. George's Sandstream provided continual damage, dropping Hitmontop's HP low enough for bootleg bugs to finish it off. Pangoro was terrifying. He would not stop spamming workup. Thank God Hot Wheels ability activated or things would have gotten really messy. With Sirfetch'd out, the plan was to sacrifice Hot Wheels because I didn't want Flame Body to activate Machamp's Guts ability. And in his dying breath, Hot Wheels delivered one final gift. Truly a legend. Beam Puff did enough for Sand and Burn to finish off Sirfetch'd. Finally, outstalling Machamp's Gigantamax form, tackling it to death, and that's the match. That was a hard fought battle. Now for my... Wait, is she smiling? If only we weren't wearing any gloves, then we could have some hot, steamy, unprotected, sweaty handhold After earning the 4th badge from the sole reason why Sword is superior to Shield, I ran into Sonya. Ignoring her rambling, a thunderous bang echoed throughout the town. It turns out our mate Bede is attempting to destroy the Monkey Jesus mural. I love you, Bede, but damaging Monkey Jesus is taking things way too far. I had to stop him. Most of his team has reached the 2nd evolution stage since the Galamine 2 encounter. And I just realized that Steel absolutely cripples this team. Come on, Game Freak. At least let your rival use a TM such as Giga Drain or Mystical Fire to spice things up. Laszlo was temporarily brought out of retirement to disable Diolshin from attacking. Maybe you should switch out your Pokemon next time, buddy. The rest of his team was a real pushover, no issues here. Chairman Rose did not approve of Bede's methods, revoking his gym endorsement and getting his goons to beat him up as well. Kind of extreme, Chairman, but at the very least the mural was saved. Man, the collapse of the mural must have really hit me hard. There's shrooms all over this town. Post-depression aside, the Balan Lee Gym Challenge is awfully grey. The contrast between the whimsical atmosphere the town presented and the current gym's aesthetic is a bit jarring. Opal specializes in the fairy typing with such Pokemon including Weezing, Mawile, and Alcremie. Besides the unlucky poison hacks, Galarian Weezing wasn't really a problem. Mawile on the other hand was a real nuisance due to its steel typing, especially with Draining Kiss to restore its HP and Iron Defenses to increase its defenses. The game plan was to burn Mawile ASAP. Unfortunately, luck was not on my side because it took around 8 minutes for Mawile to finally get burned. And lastly, her Togekiss was sent out. Wait a minute. I could have sworn Opal only had 3 Pokemon. Oh god damn it. I honestly didn't plan for Togekiss, so I had to wing it. The best plan I could come up with was to set up sand and use tactical switches to grind it out. Sharkbait was taken out, but I was able to PP stall Ancient Power, which allowed bootleg bugs to be sent out safely to finish it off. Lastly, Alcremie could have been a very obnoxious opponent because of Acid Armor. Sacrificial Pawns were used to outstall her G-Max form. Wow, you actually survived that? Great job, Mudskipper. The combination of Draining Kiss and Acid Armor is going to be awful, and... Wait, it just got burned? I didn't even know special moves could even cause burn. Huh. I guess you learn something new every day. The Alcremie battle was not as bad as I initially thought. Maybe because it didn't set up any Acid Armors, but whatever, we take those. And with Opal defeated, I earned the 5th gym badge. I ventured into the wild areas and found myself a Quillfish. I named her Mrs. Puff. Too obvious? Probably. Hey look, it's Bede! I wonder what he's doing in Hammerlock. Are you alright there? Okay, Opal. Please chill. This website states otherwise. Oh, Sonya. I don't care. You.
Drop the attitude, you mediocre peasant.
Oh hey, it's that one guy. Honestly, Hal, if your team was slightly more interesting, then maybe I'd be invested in this battle.
Hello there.
Well, Hop, you never had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. Let's see here, the Route 7 battle. Wait, this is the 6th battle? Jeebus, Hop! I guess Regigigas isn't the only life form with the slow start ability. Hop has 5 Pokemon, Trevenant, Heatmor, Snorlax, Boltund, and Rillaboom. At this point in the game, I don't have any way to hit Ghost Pokemon, so I had to cheese Trevenant by using Burn and Sand. Both Boltund and Heatmor were pushovers. Snorlax could have been a bit obnoxious because it has Stockpile, but Burn and Tackle was enough to finish it off, and essentially the strat to defeat Rillaboom was to literally spam A to win. Blitzing through the harsh endeavours that Route 8 presented, I finally arrived at Churnchester, home of the 6th gym. This gym challenge was probably the worst designed one in the game. I hated it. This is Gordon, the rock type gym leader. Maybe it won't turn out so bad.
Man, that shit pissed me off.